Hello everybody and welcome back. It's Team Secret versus MnM. It's a big mix of UK players in this one, as there are quite a few of them here that are competing in EU League. What is it? Around 40% of the players from the UK. Not too bad, and way more than that when it comes to talent on here, but don't you worry. It's the Benelux Takeover. And is joining us. Hello for all the fan QE spammers in the chat. Hello, Fresh.
Hello.
How are you? You're looking forward to this game?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. Milosh, I look forward to every single game. But especially this
You know who the real winners are,
No, I'm not
Daz.
doing that. That's too cheesy. Who does that?
Ace.
Yeah, too cheesy. I've seen him in the Twitch chat. That's why I said.
Sorry, Ace. We just had to do it. Anyways, let's have a chat about our team, starting off with Team Secret. Jack, what do they have in store?
Well, what's the expectations for Team Secret is that this is a team that's been bottom of the league, that's been fighting relegations, that no longer has that looming over them, that made a couple of changes that have made improvements. And we talked about TT9 as, yeah, this team keeps getting, keeps losing good performances but not getting the points. Secret are of a similar vein. They got points G2 and Na'Vi, but only overtime. They're very competitive inside the games, but they're generally losing them. What I will say though is that they made very good changes. Coaching staff changes, player staff changes, and I think for the better, and also a role change where Savage went from the front line into the back line. I think for this team, it's made them just a much more well-rounded team, that they're very competitive inside of the EUL.
So, from that, do you see anything from this team here, and that think this is their X factor? This is what Secret has that really they can bring to the table?
Well, we've seen very objective-focused Siege from them. If you look, for example, at Kendra, he's got all the plans going on for himself, but then on the other hand, he's also the person going positive on entry. So not something I guess you'd expect.
They don't really go hand in hand.
No, it's not really something that happens or fits with a support player. Like, you also go positive on entry, but still, it happens, and it's a good factor to have that in your team, someone you can always rely on different aspects of the team as well.
And since we still have you on this, let's have a chat about MnM on the other side.
Yes.
And this is a team you covered, a year ago going in Challenger League. How do they look like now to you?
Well, I think the big issue for MnM at the moment is they tend to fumble their player advantages. We've seen numbers of occasions where they have a 4v1 player lead, and there's someone on the enemy team still able to push through that. We've seen it with Eminem on Chalet. We've seen it last week with Skitty on Theme Park, and it really is something they're going to have to start to fix. And it kind of makes me think about a similar situation we've had with an APAC team, Elevate, when they went into the NSI. They were also giving away those player advantages, and then there was the story like, oh, every single time they overpeak in a player advantage, they lose 1 year of their salary. So we talked about this before. Maybe Cal needs to start like taking away some money of the R6 share program or something. If the players overpeak, I don't know, it could be something to motivate them.
At this point, maybe something can motivate them to perform at 10 a.m. when they're actually competing on a major. That's an extra thing. Jack, we're just brainstorming.
I mean, Cal's got an engagement ring to pay for, right? So he needs to take the money off the players for overpeaking. I think, I spoke to Archer, and he gave the generic line that Nello gave in the interviews is, yeah, we're working on it. Okay,
fair.
We're working on it. I think for MnM, and I was accused a little bit of being an MnM hater this week, but for the academy team that's in Challenger League when they were going up against 10-star. But I think for MnM, they've got everything that they need. They've just not clicked it in terms of a team functionality yet. When they start playing, in my opinion, really start playing as a team, they'll be genuinely really good contenders in the top 4 of this league and internationally.
I mean, it is a tough road, really, for any team that goes into EUL, and for them, not too shabby. I mean, they've actually made it to a major, which is pretty impressive anyways. But let us take a look at our map for this series. 9-map pool, 8 are out, and 1 is left. We'll be left with Chalet, a personal favorite of mine. Clubhouse taken out again just before, and that's Secret here with the pick. They start off on attack, MnM picking defense, and does this fit the bill?
Well, I always like to theorize a little bit about what I expect from a bend phase. I would have actually thought that Secret was going to bend this one, because last Playday, they lost it against Wolves. So maybe they were going to be scared, like, oh, we don't want to do this again. We don't want to try it again. And for MnM, it also is one of their maps that gets bent against them a lot. MnM themselves, though, they have won it once against TT9. But I'm curious if Secret can come back from the loss they had against Wolf. Obviously, a different team, different caliber, I guess you have to go up to as well. I'm curious what they can do to throw back that.
It's both teams' best map, so I'm not surprised that we've ended up there. But actually, that final ban of Clubhouse is one that's intrigued me, because for the longest time, MnM were known to have 2 permabans, Bank and Clubhouse.
Oh.
I think they've really like strung it out there and kind of baited Secret in the map bans to get a Chalet by leaving Clubhouse open. And Secret have gone, well, we do play Clubhouse, but isn't this supposed to be our perm ban? And had to get rid of it and just had to go to Chalet. So for MnM, I found it very strange that Secret ended up banning Clubhouse.
So that's an extra layer, I guess, of dubiousness that's been thrown.
I think it's just a layer of good map ban phase, right? Like, from the support staff of MnM, they know that, they can just throw it in against a team that's quote-unquote weaker, that it's kind of middle preference for Secret.
Final piece, Anne. How do you think this will go?
Well, you mentioned before how MnM comes out of Challenger League and it's their first year. There's quite still something on stakes for them. They can still make it to the major. They also have something in mind with the EOL finals. They're currently tied on the 5th and 6th spot. So good points for them would really help them in that battle of the major. I think for Secret, realistically, there's not really any major chances. They've got some tough games coming up as well. But it'll be good to show how they play against a team like MnM.
Fair enough. Jack, you got anything?
Yeah, I mean, both teams' best map. And I think that's the best thing is when you get both teams on their best map, you're in for a good show. Plant Focus Siege, Secret, it should be a good one. It should be a very fun game.
Well, it's a good thing that we got 2 UK casters for it. So thank you very much. And Fresh, we'll toss it then to Demo and to Exotrica. Enjoy.
Milosh, thank you very much indeed. Demo, are we in Leicester in 2019?
I was going to say the same thing.
This is the sort of game that we would have been casting back in the day. We used to cast these two teams a lot, didn't we? Secret and MnM back inside of our national league inside the UK. But here we are in the European League.
Disclaimer, they've changed a bit.
They've changed a bit.
Don't let that, spoil you off. We're not seeing Citizen versus Leon. We now see that in the GT Road games.
We do.
But
the nice thing about it is it feels like it's spawned a lot. Milosh at the start of the desk was talking about how, 40% of the players or something like that inside of the EU League are from the UK. And this is really where it all started. These two orgs right here. However, this is a very different battlefield that we are up against today. We are, of course, in EU League, and this is going to be Chalet, map 2 of the day. MnM kicking things off with a little bit of a Ying ban here.
Grubby lost his head.
Oh dear. I think Grubby's camera has slowly been morphing into a mouse
We
cam.
got a mouse cam!
It's
Goodness
slowly
me.
morphed into a mouse cam over the last few weeks. We used to... 3 weeks ago, we could see his head, just. Last week, he was like sort of clipped off, and now we just get an arm and a mouse.
That's it. That's all we need to see. How does he move that? Is he a wrist? Is he an arm? Let's find out today.
I think arm is the preference, isn't it?
I play wrist, but I think that's just because it's me.
That's probably why you're a caster, mate.
I don't know. I don't
Maybe if you'd have played arm, you'd have made it.
Hang on a minute. Made it? You mean I chose this life?
Bookban as the response from Secret, Azami to be removed as well. Book's seeing a little bit of an increase in the old ban rate here. Obviously, the secondary hard breach gadget being a primary factor in that ban.
And a Gone 6.
And the Gone 6, of course. And the Valkyrie to be removed as well. So a fairly, I don't want to say unorthodox ban phase. There are bans in there that we would expect, but it's left things largely open.
Mira's up, Wamai's up, Jaeger's up.
Nook's up.
Nook is up. That's actually a really good point. That's an operator that we don't see slip through the banning phase all too often, and especially a map like Chalet where it is known as a bit of a rat map. You can see players just go off and do their own little thing and they will just appear and they will get kills. It's just the way it is. You've got a big map with a lot of staircases that you can come in from. There's a couple of outside windows you can jump in. There is areas that you can really play unpredictable. And an operator like Nook where you can then just kind of avoid any vision that could happen from default cams or bulletproofs, one or the other. You think about this basement, for example, and the example that we may see, Ollie, is you set up a bulletproof looking down onto blue stairs. And Nook, at some point, might just take a wander down the blue stairs and you would be none the wiser.
A lot of flexibility for both sides, really, here, in terms of what they can bring. Mentioned there about the Nook, and Grubby's going to waste no time picking into that. We are actually going to see a Thatcher 6 picked into there by Savage. Going to make getting things open a lot easier.
So we see Chalet, and I think 9 times out of 10, we'd probably be sitting here, Ollie, me and you, we were fortunate enough to see MnM in their CL campaign, how good they were at this map. It was a staple for them. And I said the same thing whenever I seen TT9 go up against them, go up against MnM the last time they played, and it was on Chalet. And I thought, MnM, oh my goodness, what are TT9 doing? Taking MnM to Chalet. There's a reason why everyone at the major was banning this map away from this side. There's a reason for it. And MnM struggled a lot on their quote-unquote best map. So my confidence is honestly a little bit wavered for MnM in this game.
Well, this was the map that got them through Challenger League, really, wasn't it? It was the map that got them into EUL. They were known for being a very good Chalet side. But things do change. And, you know, just your opponent in itself is going to dictate really what you're going to be going for. MnM haven't wasted too much time here. Sorry, Secret haven't wasted too much time here, though. They've managed to get that wall open.
Rumors
on the breacher. Grubby now going to be moving through.
3 rumors upstairs, Ollie, is what they have to deal with.
Yeah, well, the Users was playing up inside of Solarium, wasn't he? So there's opportunity for cut-offs here, really, if Secret get themselves set up for these crosses as these roamers rotate back. Users has made his way back down now a little bit, though. Do still have a player upstairs inside of office, but Solotov on the windows gets a chance, but just narrowly misses out.
Want to be challenging Solotov whenever he can just keep swinging with that MX4 Storm. Alibi. Great operator at the moment. Just the gun at the moment is such, honestly, a bit of a crutch weapon, I think, for a lot of players at the moment. If you see a couple of bans there, it might actually throw some teams for a loop. Similar to what we've seen, of course, with Finka, but as you know, the gadget isn't to the same extent, or the kit, for that matter. But right now, Solotov, he's doing a great job, Ollie. There's 2 minutes already nearly gone, and he still gets the kill. What?
I'm not sure why.
What's the idea? What's the idea for Secret? Are they hunting? Are they holding? If he's holding, why is he swinging like that? If they're hunting, why is nobody else pushing in with him? Very strange.
It's very disjointed, isn't it? Kendrew seems to have his head down, getting the hard-breaching jobs done. He's got both of the walls open now, which is good, and what you would expect. But the rest of the team just doesn't seem to be doing too much. In fact, Grubby holding an angle for the past, minute at least. He's still going to be upstairs playing around. Solotov has got a chance now to further that roam back down to site and continue to play spoiler. Not sure if he knows that Grubby is going to be still playing up here inside a dining room, but both players circling around one another. Nade now to destroy the shield and deal with that. Nope, ADSs are still going to be online and activated. That's going to be a huge blunder, especially with 20 seconds left. You can't be allowing that player behind the shield to maintain the position. Solotov, he's got the yellow ping, he's got the info. Can he land the shots, though? No, whiffs it. Only deals a little bit of damage in onto Grubby before having to repeat, double dip, and finish the job. Secret now inside of the site as Kenny picks himself up 3. Excuse me, what a round, but not to be. Nello and Astro locked in the 1v1. No time left. Oh, you've got to feel sorry for Kendrew there. What more does he need to do, Demo?
He's the Thermite and he's acting as if he's the entry there, Ollie. He just realizes that, hey, nobody's doing anything. I need to get in here. I need to do something. And what does that say about Secret in that round whenever Kenny has to take the bull by the horns and try and make something happen? Just too slow. Just too static. For a majority of that round, Secret were just... what I'm doing right now. Just freezing. Not doing anything.
It all comes down to Savage on the window, doesn't it? That was the beginning of the end. Because Grubby was playing below, could have easily rotated up solar stairs and tried to get a pinch on and tried to do something.
Bomb located by attackers.
I don't know where I want to go with this, because it's really difficult to say the approach for Secret. Because it was, again, a little bit all over the place. I don't really... after that first round, I still don't know what the game plan is.
No.
Generally, if you're going up against MnM, you can hit it 2 ways. You know that they're going to be a roam-orientated side. We always see that on Chalet. You can just try and ignore the roamers, and you hit it fast, go for the rushes. There's a reason why MnM ban Ying, is to try and help the guys on site if rushes do come in. Or 2, you actually muster up a bit of courage, and you challenge these roamers. That's what we see teams do. And, it's either going to work or it isn't going to work, depending on what category of attack you're going for. I don't really know what Secret were attempting there.
And by the guys on site, you mean just Nello. All on his own.
Jesus was there that time in the Warden, but
he was. He rotated himself like that.
You either have to take the gunfights or you don't.
Yeah.
You can't try and do both against this side. You need to fully commit or you don't.
Well, no Thatcher this time, but no hard breach required. So a much more lateral approach can be expected. We're going to see a C4 sent out there by users. Now, it makes sense to use your utility nice and early if you play in that spot, especially if you're going to try and play it until the death.
Because when else are you going to get to use it, really?
When else are you going to use it? You may just get peeked out. You may just get fallen off. We're going to see a bit of a utility dump in here.
So they need to hold him, because this should be a guaranteed kill as soon as that flame goes in. He's going to be stuck in the corner, but they need to make sure that Astro can hold him from escaping the hatch. And it looks as if they're going to try and do that now. There goes the execute, and he's gone.
Another missed opportunity there. Solotov going to kick things off again with an opening kill onto Savage. He will be traded this time directly, but it's damage done. You've lost the Zafir. Solotov's playing on the old alibi, so you've not really lost a lot of utility there, and you've still failed to take control here in Library. Now, it's largely free for the taking. There are a couple of frost mats you're going to have to worry about, but you should be getting yourself in there and trying to occupy that space a little bit more.
That's what I'm on about. Having the nuke, Grubby can just go and do his own thing. That's one thing that we know for sure. Maybe Secret, we didn't really know the understanding of what their game plan is, but we know for a fact that Grubby's just going to be doing his own thing for the majority of this game.
Yeah, you just need to let him go, don't you, and let him play those rat plays on the nook, and he largely will be successful for it. But Secret, the stall out is incredibly real, isn't it, Demo? You know, look at what's happened here in this round. 2 kills for either side, an equal 3-3. And what we're seeing Grubby now start to move through. Doesn't know that Tyrant's got himself at the bottom of Solar Stairs. I mean, for Tyrant to be able to find this space away from sight and then move himself back in, I think he rotated
top fireplace. He was top fireplace.
He's done a great job. Now he can just slowly creep his way in. I'm not sure how much info he's got here. He's checking every corner. Does he know that Grubby is going to be playing just the other side of the plant pot? Gets the clue, manages to get the shot. It wasn't as clear-cut as it could have been, perhaps, but he is going to be able to achieve the kill. Can now look to rotate himself back out again. 35 seconds left. He's going to cause a headache for Kendrew. Does manage to shut him down eventually, but now the game's up. You know where the push is coming from. You know that there's one above, and you know that Kendrew is likely going to be pushing down that dining hall. Slevin is able to pick up a kill onto Usus, puts a lot of pressure onto Neo here, wins the engagement and secures that diffuser. 18 seconds left, can try and get himself away, but Slevin hits the hot drop and is able to pick up that kill. Great heads-up play there and good comms from Secret. A slower round, but one that they managed to get over the line.
Oh, Neo, 50-50. Do you run away in the kitchen or do you just sit in sight?
Well, he thinks he's above, doesn't he? So you think, oh, sight's unsafe, he's above, he's sledged, there's probably holes, try and run away.
Oh, it's a tricky one, isn't it?
Whichever you pick, you're going to be wrong.
Yeah. Difficult one there for Neo to swallow. Probably thought he was the saviour of that round.
Yeah.
What you're thinking is, 5 seconds, I just have to hide, and that's us sorted. Secret, again, just the timing is really worrying me. Sure, they managed to see it over the line that time, but I don't know, it makes me feel unwell. Probably the best way. Because I worry, because I think a team like Secret, they have showcased that they can be really good strategically with getting plants down. They've been very good in that department this season. And whenever you're leaving it so late, whenever we know they want to try and get the plants down, it's, you know, you really start to worry because all it takes is one C4 and that's it, the game's over. So that's why I worry for Secret. I'm not worried because, they're not going to win, I'm not worried because they're bad or anything. It's just I worry that their whole game plan is usually around plants, and if they're leaving themselves with not a lot of time to get them down, then what are they going to do?
I'll tell you when I worry, Demo, it's when I see a 5-man 6-pick.
Oh, what is the lineup? Hold on a minute, I didn't even clock this.
We see a 5-man 6-pick. We see the Amaru, we see the Sens. I mean, you've got a lot of good tools there. But this is obviously something that's been formulated inside of that drone phase. They've seen the site and they've gone, yep, plan 67. That's the one we're going with today. Everyone, to your station.
This, again, I just feel uneasy today. I don't know what it is. I just feel uneasy with this game. It's just I really enjoy both of these teams. I really do, but I don't know what it is about today. I just sitting here just smiling. I don't know why I'm smiling.
Do you not like seeing Grubby on the ace?
What's Kendrick gonna go for? He's gonna go up the hatch. So right now it just looks to be just a full-on, let's ignore them, let's rush in, let's get the plant down, which again was a tactic that I said that certainly Secret could go for. Neo has been able to get Grubby. There's a smoke grenade tossed right onto Kendrick. Where's the echo cam? It's not gonna stop the plant. The diffuser goes down now, Ollie. All Secret need to do is sit back, let the time tick down, hold the angles. MnM, they're the ones you have to get aggressive.
They've already got the wall open as well, so that can be watched from inside of main lobby. Kendrew's actually prone downstairs. Still got the ability to Amaru up the hatch if he wishes. Savage going to cut Usus down on that rotation back. They've done exactly what you were worried about, Demo, and that is they've hit the site when it was light. Now Nello is going to try and get that diffuse gone. He knows that somebody's going to be playing below. He managed to pull it off, Demo. Nello picks up a kill. Solotov and Tyrant grab a couple each as well, but Slevin, he's got a chance here to play spoiler. There's not enough time left now. Tyrant, I think he just got on it in time. He's got no option. He has to stay on that diffuser. Solotov picks up the kill. There was just enough time by the skin of their teeth. MnM get it over the line. They react to the rush plant well.
What a round. What a round. This is my kind of siege. This is it, right up my alleyway.
Oh, you like a little Amaru up the hatch, a Sen's thrown in.
I love Nello's outplay. Smoking himself.
Oh.
Going for the defuse, knowing that Kendra's going to take the bait and then holds it for, what, 4 seconds and then you swing. Because Kendra's going to be thinking,
yeah,
he smoked himself off, he's going to try and stick, he's going to try and hide himself in the smoke. My guys aren't going to see him. Oh, he's done so well there with the outplay, Nello. And then it came down to it, all of a sudden, Slevin out of nowhere jumps in Trophy of all places, he's in Trophy. Manages to find 2 of them. The defuse has, I love Siege. I love Siege. Don't know if anyone knew that.
I hadn't got it yet, to be honest. I'm glad you made that clear. It was a good round. I think, you know, the bait and switch from MnM was good. Obviously, you've got to try and bait out those attackers from peeking. You have to try and give the attackers a reason to move. You really can't afford to play too passively there.
It's very initiative, heavy from Secret. It's just you see an idea and you go for it. That's one thing I think Secret, obviously they've had a change in coaching positions. They've split around. They've brought in a Brazilian coach. And for the most part, Ollie, I've really started to see the effects of that. Because they're not afraid to try. I mean, what they've just done, Ollie, would we be surprised if we were sitting here on a Saturday night?
Yeah,
would we?
Very true.
We would not be.
It's very true.
So you can see that influence, and I'm happy to see that Secret, they're giving it a try. Sure, that didn't work, but millisecond off from working.
It was. I think Tyron got on the diffuser at just the right second. There really wasn't a lot of time left. Let's see if Kendra needs to one-man army his way into sight again this time. This was obviously round number 1 that we saw. Kenny opened up garage wall, rotated round, opened up oil pit. Sorry, no.
Oil pit. Clubhouse.
Wrong map. Opened up wine wall.
Yep.
And then essentially stormed through sight, got 3 kills, and his team lost a round because everyone else was passive. There was no chase and there was no hold.
I want to see what the approach from Secret, because it looks as if they're really going to set up for a full clear in these roamers up top, which I think they can do that very successfully, and that is a good kill from Savage. Knowing the position that Soltov played last time, you shut him down early, that's going to make Tyrant feel like a very lonely person upstairs, and if you're Tyrant, you'd probably feel safer on site, wouldn't you? Great refrag out of the blue, uses inside a Trophy, finds Slab, and a great kill to get Ollie. That's Nomad down, that's flank protection. We know MnM, they're fond of a flank. Oh!
An attempted C4 there, but it won't be. Savage picks up his second on the round. Tyrant is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here, because you could see the confidence come back as soon as Users got the refrag, but now he's back into that uncertain territory of, well, do I stay up here? Can I get back to site alive? Or do I just need to try and waste a little bit more time? Still got Nello playing upstairs in bar. There's actually no one on the site at the moment, Demo, and that's one of the things that MnM do is they leave the site a little bit light, especially when you think these walls are open. Neo has actually since rotated down, got himself in. Nello's still going to be playing in this Janice's corridor. Difficult spot, really, for MnM to be in, because the site is still very well protected. There's still a lot of utility here.
It's tricky now for MnM because realistically Secret, it's very minimalistic. You hold somebody inside a dining, making sure the hatch cannot be utilized to kill Kendra, who you assume just to barge in again. But other than that, you kill one guy on site, that's going to be opened up, and there's no denial, as we know from MnM. There's no smoke on the side, no C4s. Great pick, though, from Neo. Maybe Savage jumping the gun. What a shot again! The nade also, he tiptoes around it, Ollie. Neo playing out of his skin.
How's he picked up 2 there? He's really kept MnM in this one. Not only is it 2 important kills, but it's the diffuser cold. Astro, he knows that somebody's playing inside a blue. Grubby goes for the drop, does eventually shut Neo down. That's been picked up the diffuser, but is it going to be enough? Again, we're seeing these rounds come right down to the wire. Astro grabs himself one. Nello picks him off. There's not a lot of time left remaining. Grubby, you've got to try and hold F, my friend. He doesn't go for it. He knows that Nello is only 1 swing away. These rounds are going right down to the wire all night. It happened in our first game, BDS versus TT9. It's happening here now in our second, Secret versus MnM.
Neo and Nello, those 2 boys, the backline, the bone structure.
That second shot from Neo was insane.
1 in a million, and an early timeout from Secret. Probably knowing that, hey, this is Chalet, this is attacker-sided. We're not taking many off them.
I like an early timeout. I think it's always good to try and stop the problems at source and stop them quickly than wait and see if something changes.
It's all well and good we mentioned about Grubby with the mouse cam. Can he turn a light on? I can't see it. Where that would help. It's tricky now for Secret because I think there's a few rounds there where it was just so close. So close. You know, really tight end game. I mean, that last round there for Grubby, do you stick it? Do you push for the kill? Another 50-50 comes into it. So they have been, you know, unfortunate in that department. But then again, MnM, I think they've hit really good shots this game. Some really good gun skill being showcased. Would you expect anything less off this side? Neo having a good game. Always like seeing Neo have a good game because if Neo's up for it, you know, the rest of the team's going to definitely be up for it, aren't they?
Oh, we're going to get to see these shots again.
Well, there we go.
The first one's actually was good. You know, he's seen the EMP thrown. He knows what's coming there. Savage maybe overpeaked a little bit.
Definitely.
It's this second one. Oh, disgusting stuff onto Kendra. You can't fault Kendra for peeking that and trying to make something happen because you're an attacker. You've got to make something happen.
Kendra is very front focused like that. Is if things are not going well, you just can't sit there with your hands in your pocket.
No, you can't.
You can't, and I think it's a good mentality to get. It's just if he can get everyone else thinking that mentality, God, they could be a dangerous side. Well, not saying they're not a dangerous side, but even more so of a menace.
Well, that timeout has done one thing. Kenny's had an upgrade.
Hey, if Kenny's playing well, to be fair,
Get him on the Ash.
if Kenny's playing well, get him on it.
Get him on the Ash.
People forget.
Absolutely.
This is where he started off on. Back in the Challenge League days, in Season 6, whatever it was called, back in whenever he used to be playing with the Polish sides, whenever he used to be playing with Pact, Kendra was the Ash Fiend. He was the main man for that team. Roll back the years, we're on offer.
Ooh, Solotov. I thought it was... Oh, he's going to go for it. Going to impact out and get taken down. You've got to be certain
It's unforgivable.
of those.
It's unforgivable.
You saw the hesitation, didn't you?
It's one of the 7 deadly sins if you're going to go for the run out and you miss your shots.
Oh, you saw the hesitation. A blunder. Savage, he paid for it. He's 1 HP.
Checkmate.
1 HP is not enough for a kill. You've got to take him out of the game. Savage could just AFK now. He could just sit on those Rotero drones and get all of his utility out,
Info.
throw his
Just
drones out,
yeah.
and just be a team player. He doesn't need to even get himself into another gunfight.
So Secret knowing it's going to be this bar attack. It's probably the reason why we're not seeing any hard bridge ollie, because it's just not needed. You may as well bring a bit more power. I suppose that's probably why Kendra's on the Ash. You can have a bit more of a utility burn. Speaking of burns, there goes the Flores drone. Will eliminate that top shield. Only one player right now in the hot seat, and that will be the Wamai Tyrant. Of course, keep himself safe with the discs, but still, has to be careful that no nades will slip past him if there's enough burn. Of course, plenty of flashbang still on side there, only from Secret, so they have enough to get the job done. It's just, can they coordinate it well enough?
It's again that situation where they've got the opening pick. We've already seen half the round go. Yeah, they've made a little bit of progress. We've seen a couple of Rotero drones sent in. There's a couple of Lion scans gone in as well, although not too much is happening off the back of them. We need to see this presence now inside of Library. Going to see a little bit of a burn there on one of the surrogates. Sleben now going to look to try and make his way up fireplace stairs. Again, it's this backstab, isn't it? He's got good access to a lot of players here. Tyrant's going to be playing on that balcony. Takes out the default camera, picks himself up one onto Tyrant, and that is going to be largely job done there. He's managed to alleviate some of that pressure that they were feeling on that top floor. Uses is now all alone here. 1 versus 5, can't even pick the first. Secret tear MnM apart just on the roam game alone.
Yeah. I mean, Solotov obviously giving that early advantage off. I have to say, default cam up in lobby. We've seen someone was on it. The information was clear as day. It looked as if MnM had no idea.
Yeah.
Look at the position that Usus was in for the majority of that round. He was inside of office. You've seen the feet holes that he had near half wall. He's sitting in that position, can hold anyone walking up those lobby stairs that then protects Tyrant. What happens is just very simple. Slabbing up the stairs. Where's Usus? Where is he?
Yep.
The one job he had has been left null and void, and Tyrant has paid for it.
I really feel like Secret have slipped through the net there. They got away with a lot in that round.
They will take their chances. Solotov gave them a chance, and they'll take it. It's a good indication of a solid side. Whenever they have that lead, they have that advantage, they will punish you. You give Secret the inch, they'll take the mile.
Still one more round of this current phase.
Needed for Secret, I think. You're talking even splits for Secret if they want to have a good chance at this.
Yeah.
We know MnM on the attacks. Very good side on Chalet. Whenever they want to be, of course.
5 seconds left.
And I don't think that Secret's current playstyle will translate well onto the defense, because we've seen that hesitation. We've only seen that conviction in a couple of rounds there. We are seeing a bit more funk than we are used to in the lineup. Savage is going to be on the Sens this time.
So last time, was he not?
Kenny back onto the hard breach. Well, we saw the Sens in one of the rounds. It didn't really work though. It was the Amaru round. So we've not seen true sort of use out of that utility just yet.
Nello on the Pulse is an interesting pickup.
I love the Pulse.
You see that switch up. I would say just for info,
Yeah.
just so you get that early indication. Are they pushing in from library? If they're not in library, well then you know that they're going to be pushing in towards the bedroom side of things. Yeah. So it assists, I think, everyone else, doesn't it? It lets the roamers know, okay, nobody's coming your library. They're all going to be set up towards the other side of the map. He's good in positions like that.
It's that early warning system, isn't it? Because Secret rushed last time they attacked this site. You've got a nice early warning system.
You see 4 people grouped
now.
up outside a doorway. You know exactly.
You know exactly what's coming, and you can get ready for that. We are going to see Sense deployed there, but it will be very short-lived. Solotov, I mean, you just don't want to peek, do you?
Savage has just been rinsed, hasn't it?
It's been Solotov versus Savage almost all game long here. Neo actually going to take Kendrew out as well. So
info from the Pulse.
Again, Nello. Both those kills came off the back of the Pulse info.
And even Sleben, if he tries to lurk downstairs, Nello just has to look down and he'll spot him out. As we know, the Nuke is only good against the camera information. That hard information like the Pulse, you're going to be seen.
Kendrew gone, of course, it removes any chance of hard breach as well, which is a bit more of a necessity on this side than any other. I mean,
They have to play for picks realistically, don't they? That's all they can do. And if MnM just sit safe volley in the site, give them nothing, no issues. But
Ruby gets himself into a bit of bother here. Does manage to take Tyrant down. Nello's going to fall as well. Excuse me, you can't be giving these picks away. You know that you're safe. Don't want to be challenging those. Solotov and Usus now have got a lot more pressure on the shoulders. Usus has got plenty of utility. He's got all of his Toxic Babe canisters. But the SMG-11 isn't ideal for taking multiple back-to-back engagements. It's maybe going to put a bit more pressure on Solotov. Astro, hello! 3 kills on the round. That DMR, it's not even like you can't hear it coming, Demo. It's loud as anything.
they don't have to challenge. They don't have to swing. I don't understand why MnM went down this route again. It seems to be a recurring theme where we're just hitting our head against the wall. MnM, you had the advantage, and now you've put Solotov in the clutch. Let's see if he can do it, Ollie. 30 seconds to go, 1v2. As we know, nothing for Secret in terms of the hard breach department. They have to walk through doorways, and oh, Solotov, he's on it, Ollie. That's his third. There will be the drop in under the cover of the nade. Oh, and Slevin's played that well. Catches Solotov on the swing. Secret, they win that around, which in my opinion, they have no right winning.
No. And you've got to feel bad for Solotov there. I think he had all the chances to win that round. The diffuser was in Narnia. The players were separated. He broke everything down into a 1v1.
There's no team play for MnM.
But where's the team play?
Like, it's been the recurring theme. And I want to mention this about MnM as well, is at the moment in this stage, the inconsistency just, it cripples them. And I think if you're an MnM fan out there, and I think I can speak freely about that, is you just don't know what you're going to get with your team. And I think that's an awful thing, where you just don't know what your team's going to do in the day. If you're a Rogue fan, you know for a fact your team's going to come in, put in a shift. If you're BDS, you know what you're expecting with BDS. I think for MnM, they could turn up and be the best team, or they could not be the best team. It's the consistency that kills this team. That is the main issue that we have right now with MnM. They can do it if they want to, but they're not showing us that.
I think it's fair to say that you are actually an MnM fan as well, because you did arrive today in an MnM jersey with demo on it, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's correct.
The same jersey that Usus has got actually right now. Oh, he's actually changed. He's back to camera.
Mullet Boy. Oh, Mullet Boy's... He's off to the toilet. That's a classic from him. Anytime there's a timeout, straight into the bathroom.
Doesn't need to be what anyone's got to say.
Nope, straight in.
Well, I think we are going to hit a quick rehost. I'm not sure what the exact reasoning is for it, but we're at the halfway point.
Good split from Secret, I think, again.
I think it is.
To be able to recover that really showcases them.
The thing is, it's Chalet and it's Attack. We've got a weird set of bans ahead of us. All of the bans are valid, but together, I think that it just gives a lot of opportunity over. The Attackers, they've got very limited restriction. The Book ban is the biggest restriction there. You remove the Ying as well, but you can play around that. So for Secret to come away with a 3-3 split, I think it's good. I think it's a good recovery after the way that they started, because they've not played the best Siege yet.
They got 2 rounds in a row. They had the rehost and then straight back into it.
Yeah, we've not played the best Siege yet, but the timeout did a little bit of something for them. It gave them a bit more confidence, even if it didn't work out. On the flip side, same old for MnM. You know, MnM and throwing a man advantage, name a more iconic duo.
Yes, I'm saying, it's the team play consistency, it's just not there. And I think for MnM today, this is a crucial game. This is a must-win in my eyes. It is an absolute must-win for MnM, because this really changes the dynamic of, I think, what is it? was it 50 or something % if they win this game. If they lose it, they're in the like low down percentages of getting the major. So it is a massive game for MnM. They really need to win today.
Let's have a look at what the man with the percentages
Get up.
has said. Good old Sprabruni and Wrath.
And again, obviously, I'm not saying that, we talk about Secret's chances that, it could be a must-win for them to get to the major as well.
Yeah.
Secret at the moment, I think going into this split, their ideology should not be let's make the major. I know that might be sound, because everyone will say, oh, well, everyone has a chance to get in the top 4, but considering how this team has performed over the past 2 splits, their whole idea should be stability for the next year. That should be where Secret have had, and they've showcased the stability.
Especially if this was stage 2.
Whenever they start putting pressure saying, oh, let's get top 4, that's whenever they'll start to crumble.
Yeah.
There's no pressure on them. Just play some good Siege, get a bit of consistency, find your feet, define what team you are in the league, and build for next year and really hit home with that.
Absolutely. And, if this was stage 2 and we were looking at this and we were going, do teams want to be getting to a major, or do they want to try and fix problems long term because they'll get a bit of a longer break in between stage?
We treat Secret and Navi very similar, aren't we? It's 2 teams which had bad splits, not where they want to be, but they found stability this stage.
Yeah. It's a little bit different given that after this major there's nothing until SI really apart from EU finals, so there's a bit more time on the hands. Just to touch on the percentages quickly, it was 54% for MnM. Regulation win chance of qualifying to the Yonkeeping Major, and 11% for Secret. Now, we were chatting about this last night, weren't we, when we didn't have the stats at the time. I actually said it could be about 15%, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Oh, well done.
It's it is 11%, but still, it's a big game for both teams, and MnM, they are that team that is on that sort of up and up, and if they do manage to fix a couple of those problems, they could be very good.
I know we're talking about MnM in top 4, and I think the reason why we probably look at MnM this year, and I think for the new side coming in that came up from CL, it was formed for not a lot of time. The whole idea with them was just to see how they do this year, build for success, and then really hit hard the next year. MnM, I think, in my opinion, have maybe overachieved to an extent, where they've been able to go to a major. Not a lot of teams within their first 6 months of playing can say they've went ahead. We know got the SI, but in terms of the league standings, that doesn't really happen. So, for all my purposes, hope MnM don't get offended by that whenever I say they have overachieved in that regard.
Well, they may be overachieved, but you look at the league and you go, well, who else is there?
I think with the G2 drop-off, which was probably unexpected for this year after the way we built them up going into the first stage, it was a big surprise for everyone. I mean, to be fair, G2 still hitting the back-to-back majors at the end of the day, but in terms of this split, G2 certainly not playing to their standards.
I think they're still on a 40% anyway to get there.
Navi dropping off, I suppose. And,
that's where the opportunity
BDS, the last split was... Yeah, there's been weird things that's happened this year. Not everything's went to the script that we got given at the start of the year.
I binned mine.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Well, round number 7. Thanks for bearing with us during that short rehost.
Hope you learned something from all these stats.
All the players
Percentages.
back in.
Well, not really your stats, are they? You just spoke the stats.
No, I just speak the stats. I mean,
Stat whisper.
To be fair, the stats aren't anybody's. Because it's just, if it's a fact, it's a fact. You can't own a fact.
It's just who could be bothered to do it. Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
And we've got a couple of people that can. It's Bruni and Wrath. They make a great graphic.
Oh, here we go. Second half is where we're at. It felt as if we were half-time there, isn't it? Everyone got the refreshments.
The intermission, wasn't it?
It was. We're back in. Second half, here we go. Slevin.
Oh dear.
The Nuke, this is what I mean. The Nuke open, it just allows for these rat plays to happen. Solotov's just unhinging, just go and do what he wants.
It's a shame we've lost the kills because Solotov's on a bit of a tear so far. He's picked himself up a good number of kills.
I think he got 8 before we left. I think he now is a 9.
But again, that sort of entry is deadly, isn't it? You enter in on the Nook, you've got a couple of drones working for you, and you just get a bit lucky. Someone just ends up sprinting in front of you. Not a lot that you can do about it from Secret's side of things. It is just unfortunate.
Secret playing very mundane at the moment. Nothing really happening for them. Happy enough just to sit back and slow things down. I mean, their setup is fairly average. There's nothing that's really surprising us. It should be fairly simple, I think, for MnM to clear this out. They have that man advantage. They have tons of burn. You have 6 nades being brought in. You have the flashbangs, even the Twitch to maybe slip in and get an ADS or a WAMI disc if the Twitch can. But other than that, MnM should have no issues at all, Ollie. This should just be simple.
You look at where Solotov's managed to get himself already. Already in dining corridor, got a nice line of sight in. does have to be a little bit cautious of Fireplace. That is a bit of a vulnerability for him at the moment, but he needs his team to move around him a little bit. Gets a chance there, but just misses out. Doesn't need to hold it, can choose to dip back. Kendrew now knows that he's there, and it does add a bit more pressure into those side players and maybe forces them around a little bit. Astro doing a good job of holding on at the top of Fireplace here. He's still got a little bit of utility kicking around to keep himself going, but he's got a lot of angles to check. Does tank a nade there. Solotov will eventually pick up that kill as Users activates himself as well. Grubby gets shut down. MnM, simple as you like. They kick things off with a flawless.
It's a quintessential MnM round, isn't it? It's what we expect to see from them, and just slowing things down. You got the opening kill. There's nothing surprising there for MnM. Secrets hold. Again, very simple for them just to pick apart, use the burn, get the nades in, collapse all at once, and yeah. Not much more you can say.
I think it was well coordinated, wasn't it? You know, the nade that came in onto the Fireplace player, fantastic. Yeah. All the utility was burnt out at the right time. Solotov just opened up the round. Opening kill, positioning, the space he was able to find, and from there on forward, it was just a very simple task of executing. And that's been the big difference, hasn't it? You know, we look at Secret's attacks. Where was that conviction? Where was that level of confidence in the Secret attacks? It wasn't really there. A lot of those rounds were pretty scrappy. A lot of them came down to the last 10 seconds. That was a clear execute from Eminem.
Secret not wanting to linger anymore on that bar hold. Straight away changing up the bomb site to the top floor. We did not see this at all from MnM. They did not choose to go to this site on their defense. Probably the reason why is it is a very easy bomb site at the moment to plant on, because you have a blind spot. You have that half wall that you can safely plant behind. That's the main issue, and as we know, whenever that plant goes down, the retake is very tricky as well. So just a lot of things that go against the defenders, and I'm sure you may be thinking, oh, why don't you just stop them from planting? You can bring C4s, you can play smokes, you can play echoes. All well and good in theory. It's practicality, sometimes things can go wrong.
Yeah.
It's just not consistent. It's not a consistent bomb site.
I was trying to think of the old phrase that's something like, a plan's only as good if it survives first contact with the enemy.
I've never heard that.
There is some
phrase
sort of
in my life.
There's some sort of phrase.
Never have I heard that.
Maybe it's everyone's got a plan until first contact.
Never have I been across that.
But it's a great example, isn't it? You know, you've got the idea of all this denial, and it just doesn't always work because Solotov's just going to walk in and pick himself up another opener. This time it was refragged. There's a bit more of a buddy system going on here. I think Secret knew to expect Solotov crouch walking in, and they were there to deal with it.
The way Eminem's set up at the moment, it's very, you have a front man by himself, and then as soon as that front man dies, there's another front man, he's by himself, and then he dies, then there's another front man, and he's by himself, and then he dies, and then there's two people left who then work together. That, of course, being Neo and Nell, the other three, take your pick who goes in first. So I think Secret, double up, get your refrags, and you will have a much easier time playing against MnM.
Sound like a pyramid scheme, that. A front man, another front man, and then two people
That's
to take
where they
over.
are.
It goes against what we're seeing, which is two people at the front, typically, in front line and a back line. Astro currently is trying to fight for his life here. Savage is doing a great job of fending off this attack as well, but Tyrant, he's pushing on through. He needs to pick up this kill as a refrag to keep himself in it. Does get the down. Needs to find that final player in Kendrew. Can pick up the diffuser.
Do they have info?
There's so much time. Look at the clock. 1 minute and 10. It's going to be a tense 1 versus 1, this. Where is the information? Well, that's going to be something to go on. An air jab is going to give Tyrant the audio call that he needs. He knows now that Kendrew's made his way up solar. He's going to go for the plant. Another air jab. Kendrew can't seem to get off them. Tyrant, he probably could have stuck that there, and I think that would have been his best chance. Instead, he's going to go searching. Still 50 seconds, still plenty of time. Maybe Tyrant knows something that we don't. He does have a Claymore in pocket, which he could try and deploy to be a little bit more sneaky about things. But you do have to be cautious. There was a yokai up, so there could be some info. Drones for Eminem. Don't all look active. There's one person on drone. That is going to be Neo. Look, you see him. Oh, Tyrant, you've got to land that surely. It looks like he's going to go straight for the challenge here. The shotgun's been drawn from Kendrew, and Tyrant knows it. He doesn't want to get too close here. That shotgun at close range is devastating. If Tyrant goes for this swing, it could be the end of him, and he does. Kendrew, well played. Keeps himself cool in the clutches there. Tucks himself in and waits for Tyrant to come to him.
Hold your bottle, Kendrew, and he done that. The echo cam, I assume that the echo cam must have been in Solar looking towards bathroom, because the reason why I say that, never once did Kendrew look behind him. Never once did he ever, we seen Tyrant go into bathroom twice. Both he doubled back onto himself, went back into piano. Never once did Kendrew look behind him whenever he went into bathroom. There must have been info on that side of things, and just they let Kendrew play himself. But, I mean, let's just touch on that round, because it was a very, very fast one. MnM trying to hit the guys below very, very swiftly. We've seen Soltov in by himself, and then as soon as he died, it seemed to be that just everyone swung into Solar, just immediately. And they just tried to play off frags, pretty much, and just hit quick, refrag, which did happen. Savage, you have to give credit to. 2 kills. I think he was out there on the piano double door, just trying to assist whoever the Echo was in that round. So good teamwork from Savage, I think, being able to hold his ground there. But yeah, just Eminem. I mean, it's a 50-50, Ollie. It's a 1v1. What more can you say? You either win it or you don't.
When there's that much time in a 1v1, a minute and 10, it's so difficult. Because there's just too many options. What do? Do you play passively? Do you play aggressively? You know, you're going up against a shotgun or an SMG or whatever it is. There's so many decisions to make. I think Kendrew played it well, though.
Yeah.
Obviously, he won it, but I think even if he hadn't have won it, even if Tyrant had got a lucky headshot onto him, I think Kendrew would have still played it well.
Yeah.
You know, just tucking in close, leaning into your strengths there. Obviously, he had a bit of info kicking around. There's enough to get secret level.
Not too often you see a top floor win for the defense.
It isn't.
So, now we head to mid floor. We head to kitchen, is where we are at. MnM uses primarily looking to maybe find an opening engagement just by walking into sight, perhaps. Only that could happen for him, but instead thinks against that. So MnM very minimalistic. This is your very El Clasico attack that we would expect to see on the kitchen and dining. You just try and gain control of lobby, gain control of library, open up the main walls, stop anyone from secret, and there is 4 of them, from playing above and using the sight lines to their advantage. If they can just keep these players at bay, they can go for a simple plant.
Get someone on that window, Repel. Try and apply this pressure from multiple sides. MnM are really stacking up at the moment. Usus has droned out there, and he's going to be able to call everything as clear. Exothermic to open up the wall as well. Dello, we can drop and look to try and open up sight. There are going to be a couple of players kicking around there. We've got Savage and Kendrew. Solotov opens things up with a kill over onto Astro. Still going to be Slebin to deal with. Playing inside of this washroom area. Grubby going to be there as well. Where are the nades? Where's this aggression? Where's this push? Where's somebody holding solar windows, Demo?
They don't need to, realistically, Ollie, because Secret, they're playing very scared. I think that they've lost the Astro, who I think the Astro, the one and only Astro. They actually lost him on site, Ollie. He was playing behind the deployable shield, so it left them very thin on the bomb site, so they've had to fall back instead. They cannot go aggressive because they've lost that man. And MnM, they just have to, like I said, just hold them at bay. They don't have to get flashy. They just have to hold their angles. And it's always going to be the pressure in Secret, and this is what I'm saying. The pressure, you hold the angles, the kills will come for you, and that's a 1v4 for Savage. 40 seconds to go. Clinical from MnM. Nothing too complicated. What you expect to see.
Dokubi call there is going to give Savage's location away, as well as the drone, and Tyrant will pick him off. MnM, slow and steady, wins the race there. Good push on that top floor. Now, Demo, I've got to bring it up. You said the one and only Savage, the one and only Astro, sorry. We, of course, know there's a couple of Astros knocking around.
Oh, damn, yeah, I forgot about that.
We cast the other one.
Hold on a minute.
You actually got a photo with FaZe Clan.
It feels like I betrayed him with saying that. They won and only... Oh.
Yeah. You always go on about how...
Damn.
FaZe is your favourite team as well.
I've really messed that up, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been so long, Ollie, since we've done Brazil. I think that's why they're starting to fade into a distant memory.
Another life, maybe. A previous existence.
We haven't cashed them, Ollie, since God knows when.
Last November.
My goodness.
5-4.
A full year since my beloved FaZe.
5-4 here.
Oh well, no more FaZe. Secret's my new boys.
So this is the one and only Astro.
This is the only Astro.
As well.
The only Astro I realise. It's like the 2 Ronaldos, isn't it? This is my Ronaldo.
Astro going to be rocking the cap cam.
10 seconds to go.
Love a bit of cap cam.
5 seconds left.
I mean, at this stage, it's to try and probably target Solotov, because Solotov's been very by himself in
Is it going to
early,
work though? He's on the sledge.
looking for the opening kills.
He's not playing the Nook this time. He's switched over. MnM have realised, okay, we've got a bit of success on that opening kill. We've had a good time on the rat plays with the Nook, but Secret seems to be cottoning on a little bit. It's what we're doing, and maybe we just want to bring a bit more util this time. Bring the sledge.
Very back and forth. It's been a good game. Very, very good game tonight between these two sides. Who's going to win? Because honestly, I have no idea. Again, I think this round hinges on it quite a lot. Do we go 5-5? Or do MnM secure themselves the point and then also give themselves 2 rounds to try and see out the full 3 points?
Nello's got himself into a reasonable spot here. We're starting to spot out some of these cap cans, so MnM know to be cautious of them. Solotov is going to be in position to assist a little bit here as well. I believe the garage wall is already open, and we're just looking to get this wine wall open now. Plenty of drone info. I think Solotov's going to go for this. He probably fancies his chances at a swing there. He's just a little bit too late on it, however. But the wall now will be opened, and Thatcher-Selma combo is going to disable that mute jammer and allow that back wall to get opened up as well. Not often we get to see a Thatcher here, but MnM squeezing it into the lineup.
This is all well and good from MnM, but if they don't have dining control, they're not planting. That's the facts, Ollie, right now. So I want to see a rotate happen from MnM. I want to see some of these players get in and around that kitchen side of the map and start clearing out these 2 players from Secret, which it looks as if they're starting to pro that area. Kendrew swings and finds Solotov. A great pickup, Ollie, has to be said, eliminating nades and also just eliminating Solotov, who, as we know, has had a great game so far.
MnM are quickly going to come up against a lot of obstacle getting in here because they haven't cleared that roam game out. Neo is going to go for a bit of a rotation now. He's used his utility so he can afford to get himself up there, but it needs to be more of a team focus, especially when players are dropping on the site. Astro going to pick up one onto Usus, and it looks like he's not finished there. Got a chance at another here as he's on a pretty difficult angle to challenge onto. Tyrant, how do you get away with that? Savage! He's missed his shots in a horrible way. Tyrant picks himself up another, secures the downed player in
control.
Sleben.
He can
and
plant,
that's that
he
top
can
floor
plant.
control. Nello, he's already in the site.
The 2x teammates.
Kendrick.
One on either side of the wall.
He's going to be on the other side. Neo is going to be able to hold him there. He sees the shoulder. He can't move. You need to be pushed from another side. Neo, you've just got to hold on to that angle. The plank goes down successfully. And Kendrew, he cannot get out of this spot. Nello, he's held safe. All MnM have to do here is not move and hit these shots as the players rotate through. They try, but they get cut down by Neo, who is having a storm. Tyrant picks up that final kill. MnM, we doubted them a little bit there, Demo. We said they were moving a bit slowly, but all of a sudden, that top floor control was gained. Tyrant went nuts. Great positioning.
And that's what it comes down to. Tyrant, he was the game changer. Secret have allowed him to get away with essentially a 1v2.
Yep.
Should that be happening? No. Has it happened? Yes.
I mean, it's almost like the Uno reverse card of what MnM usually do.
Losing Solotov in that scenario, it leaves Tyrant by himself. You know, we've seen this before. And I just don't know how they've allowed Tyrant to get away with that. They should never, never, ever should he be getting away with that. And really, at that stage then, Hatch is there, Nello's in, plant, simple.
I think Kenny found himself in a real hard spot.
He did, and that spot, every time I've seen somebody play that position, it never works.
No, it's a horrible
Do you
position.
remember back in Coastline, whenever on the theatre hallway,
Yeah,
you could punch the vase, and Pete, the amount of times I've seen somebody try and play in that, and every time they just died. I get the exact same vibes from that position.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they know you're there, you're done. You are done.
5 seconds.
Match point here for MnM. Chance to walk away with a full 3 points here.
Attacker's objective is
Going to be attacking this top floor again. Now, we saw the defenders win this top floor last time. It came down to a 1v1.
1v1.
Could have gone either way, but it wasn't a particularly clean attack from MnM. I don't think there
MnM
were big
went
plays in there.
very quick, didn't go the traditional route of taking library, shifting across, opening up the wall, going for the plant. They were very gun-focused. They never were really looking for the plant at any moment. All they wanted to do was get kills. That's all they wanted. I mean, also keep in mind in that 1v1 that we talked about with Tyrant and Kendrew, the entire time throughout that, Tyrant had the diffuser. Never once did he think, oh, maybe I should go back and try and bait him out with the diffuser, go behind half wall, whatever it is.
He planted a couple of times, but he just never stuck it,
Yeah,
did
well,
he?
whenever, as soon as he got off the stick, and it was about, what, a minute, it just never happened. Another opening kill for Solotov. Kendrew goes down. Is that it? Is that the nail?
I mean, Kenny's been a big part of Secret today. He's had a big performance, and to lose him so early, it's going to hurt a little bit. But there are players that are willing to plug that gap.
What a shot from Sleben, by the way.
Yeah, he's
on
got away with
angle
that.
all the way from kitchen and dining. Actually, almost protects his teammate there. As you know, Astro was kind of walking backwards towards Usus on those bottom stairs.
Grubby just having a bit of difficulty with the drone there. Solotov going to start taking a bit of chip damage as well. He's got himself into bar at the moment.
Where's Astro? He's been downed. Oh, yeah, he's in no man's land.
Yeah, Astro's not getting picked up. He's fully in Narnia. Solotov maybe looking now to try and make his way up these library stairs, or down. Collect the kill, why not? Just ensure that advantage. 4 versus 3 now. Again, MnM not really going for a very typical approach here. We do have Tyrant inside of Library, and they have taken that control, but they've not done it in the usual way. We've not really seen anyone on the balcony up until now. Well, that's going to be Nello's focus. He's going to get himself up onto that new balcony and see if he can start opening up that wall, potentially.
Now we're going to go for the more traditional route of things, where that main wall will be opened, and it just comes down to how good Secret can deny a plant. They have a C4 from Sleben, who is below, that can just sit there for the entire round and just wait for the call. Usually we'll get a free kill into the bargain off it. And Savage, of course, on the smoke can still stall out the round for as long as he can with those free toxic bays. But the worry that I have is as soon as MnM realize that somebody's below, they might just flood bomb site, might just even ignore the soft for the Calais and don't even go for the plant, just push in, and it looks as if they're going to go for that Ollie, that exact same play. They have a hunch that somebody may be lurking below, and they've just went for it.
There's the hunch. Solotov, he confirms that final kill. They had a good idea where that last player was, and there's only a handful of places that you can make your way back up from there. MnM walk away with a full 3 points here today, 7-4 against Secret. A couple of tough weeks back-to-back for Secret, and if you are a Team Secret fan. MnM, however, getting the job done there, and they did it in a much more convincing way this week as well. It was a very good team performance there, and they didn't throw as many big man advantages, Demo.
Yeah, better from MnM, I think, from what we've seen over the past stages, the consistency.
Yeah.
Now they've got a bit of consistency, that's 2 wins in a row. However, for Secret, I do worry, that's their 3rd loss in a row.
Yeah.
And a team that started off so well, and we sung the praises for them, we're still singing the praises. Are they back to their old ways?
It was almost quite a short-lived honeymoon effect for Secret, wasn't it? You know, you get these honeymoon effects where you get a new member of staff or a couple of new players come in and things are all, you know, going really well, and it does seem to have dropped off. That sort of performance has certainly dropped off, and we've seen different players stepping up in different ways. I think Kenny had a great game today, but he just wasn't assisted as much as maybe he could have been. On the flip side, for MnM, I think that they played fantastically.
Yeah,
you know, Solotov is such a deadly
The
force
attacking
on that
side
entry.
for MnM was really good today.
Yeah.
Really, really solid attacks. But I would say that's the standard. I'm not really going to sit there and say, oh yeah, that was amazing. That's the standard that they always play to. It's expected.
Yeah.
So whenever you see them flawless round, that's why I'm not jumping up and down like, yeah, just that's their job. That's what they do.
Well, I've got an inkling that our desk has a little bit to say about that game. So we're going to cut to a very short break, and when we'll be back, they will be there to break it down.